Something interesting is happening in workplaces right now, and most leaders are not talking about it openly. Your team is already using AI, whether you know it or not, whether you have approved it or not. They're using it to write emails, summarize reports, research ideas, and complete tasks that used to take hours. So here's the real question you need to be asking yourself as a leader. When AI is doing half the work, what exactly is your job now? I promise you, the answer is more exciting than you think. Whether you are managing a small team, leading a department, or sitting in the C-suite, this conversation is for you. A leader, in my definition, is anyone who is responsible for the performance and well-being of other people. Even if you're not a manager, you're a leader if you're thinking about what comes next. If that sounds like you, pay attention. This AI shift is big, and how you lead your team through it will define your ability and reputation as a leader for years to come. Let me paint a picture of what leadership looked like not long ago. A manager's job was to assign tasks, track progress, review outputs, and report results. A lot of the value a manager brought was in organizing and overseeing the work of others. Today, AI can assign tasks. AI can track progress. AI can summarize the outputs and generate reports. And it can do all those things in seconds. So if your identity as a leader was tied to managing the work, you may be feeling some anxiety right now. And that anxiety is telling you something important. It's telling you that the definition of great leadership has shifted. The leaders who will thrive are not the ones who will manage the work the best. They're the ones who develop, motivate, and unite the people doing the work. McKinsey research found that employees are 3 times more likely than their leaders to believe AI will replace a significant portion of their jobs. They're 3 times more worried. That gap between what leaders think and what employees feel is a leadership problem, and it's your opportunity. I want to share something with you from my own experience as a CEO. There was a period in my career when we went through a major technology transition in our organization. We were installing a database that everyone would be required to use for their day-to-day work. It was new systems, new tools, and new processes being introduced all at once. And I watched some best managers really struggle, not because they couldn't learn the technology. They were smart people. They struggled because they didn't know how to bring their teams along. Their teams were anxious. People were asking questions like, is my role changing? Am I being replaced? Do I still matter here? The managers who handled it the best did something very simple. They sat down with their people. They said, here's what is changing. Here is what is not changing. And here is how I am going to support you through this. We will learn together. That was it. Not a big speech, not a company-wide presentation, just honest human conversation and a commitment to working together. Those teams came out on the other side stronger, and those managers became the leaders everyone wanted to work for. Right now, the same thing is happening with AI, and you have the opportunity to be that leader. So what does leading through an AI transition actually look like in practice? Here are 3 things you can start doing this week. First, have the conversation your team is waiting for. Ask them openly. What do you think AI means for our team? What are you excited about? What are you worried about? Just asking the questions builds enormous trust. Second, redefine what great performance looks like on your team. If AI is handling certain tasks, what does your team do with that extra capacity, that extra time? Of course, they have to use and oversee the AI to assure accuracy. And as AI frees up their time, help them see that they can be more productive, doing higher value and more meaningful work. That is a message people need to hear from their leader. Third, model curiosity instead of certainty. You don't need to have all the answers about AI. In fact, pretending you do will lose your team's trust faster than admitting you're figuring it out together. Leaders who say, I don't know, but let's learn this together, create more loyalty than leaders who pretend to have all the answers. Here's the truth about leading in the age of AI. Your job has gotten smaller. It has gotten more important because when the tools change, people look to their leaders more than ever. They want to know that someone sees them, values them, and has a plan. Be that leader. That's what will make you indispensable, not just to your team, but to every organization you will ever work with. If this is helpful, subscribe for more leadership content every week. And if you want to bring this kind of thinking into your organization, I would love to connect with you. BarryMoline.com. See you in the next one. I'm Barry Moline. See you soon.